Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Today is 2020, August 12th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, San Francisco time. And today we are going to talk about Emacs. We are going to talk about the just released Emacs 27. There's a lot of things going on. This is fantastic. Just released yesterday also. Emacs version 27, GNU Emacs. And first of all, let me tell you about the background image. So this is a pumpkin carved in Emacs logo. This is back in 2013, so 7 years ago. Ever since, I haven't seen a good, pumpkin logo of Emacs or Lisp. Someone should do a Lisp logo, do a pumpkin this year, okay? In October, someone should do that. Okay, so that's a pumpkin, and let's talk about Emacs, okay? Okay, so here is Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is epic, fantastic, okay? Go watch it. Let's move it somewhere so we don't always see that. USB speakers. Okay, so let's talk about Emacs. Good morning, Cortez. So let me check if I'm alive and everything is good. We don't have many people here today. Okay, voice check. Okay, so let's talk about Emacs. So I mean the new version of Emacs. So Emacs 27 has just been released. I'm going to download it, install it, run it, and go over through some of the features, my impressions, and in real time. So first of all, I go to my Emacs blog. Let's go to Emacs tutorial. This is how I download it myself. So Emacs tutorial, the first item, where to download Emacs for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux. Typically on Linux, you just compile it yourself. I have instructions on how to compile Emacs on Linux. Pretty easy. In 5 minutes, you'll be done. But for Macs and Windows, typically they are pre-compiled version. It's more problematic to compile them. So you click on that and download Emacs version 27.1. Fantastic. Okay. Yes, say okay. And now we go to okay, it's downloading. Xali Fan Club. Let's wait for it to download. Opening Emacs 27.1 Universal. Okay, drag to install. So let's drag it. So on Mac, the installation is all very easy. Instead, on Windows, you have like the installer. Then you run the installer. On the Mac, you just drag it. So it's copying into my applications folder. You don't have to if you don't want to. So I'm actually excited about this Emacs 27 release. Every time there's an Emacs release, I'm excited, of course. They release about every 2 or 3 years. But 27, I've seen several features. Those are fantastic. So I'm going to tell you how do I, you can watch me how I learn about new features in Emacs. Like typically unlike other software, the Emacs, they've been around for 30 years. They have a tradition of their own, how they release and their release notes. Typically today's software, you have release new notes, what's new. But in Emacs, you don't have that. Instead, they say they have news, news. There's a news file, which is basically new features, what's being updated. And that news file, every time there's a major version, 27, 26, 25 release of Emacs, that news file is huge, like 50 pages. And it's very esoteric, very technical. They describe features in terms of it's basically incomprehensible unless you have many years of experience of with Emacs or Emacs Lisp. I mean, even me reading that, half of it is like incomprehensible. You have to like dig. Okay, so it's copying to applications. Okay, it's done. Now, so here is the application. I'm going to rename it. Okay, hold on a second. Let me magnify. So you see my previous version is 26.3. So this is the latest version. I'm going to rename it 27.1. Okay, there it is. Okay, now I'm going to start it. Now look at my Emacs. Okay, this is my old Emacs. Let me start a new. So I go to terminal, I press up arrow. So this is my previous, it will run my previous version of Emacs, but let's change that. Okay, 27.1. Launch it. Okay, now it's verifying Emacs 27.1 app. You know, this is the latest version of Mac OS, and they started to have this annoying thing, like every time you use a application that's not sanctioned by Apple, you know, they have to put a stamp of approval. You have to, I'm not sure you have to pay, but basically you have to be an Apple developer and so on. And but if you download some app from the internet and you run it, the Mac OS will start to do some kind of checking. So for example, it says Emacs 27.1 app can't be opened because app cannot check it for malicious software. Apple, they started to have this tight control of what can run on your machine. What the hell? Can be opened because Apple cannot check it for malicious software. The software needs to be updated. Contact the developer. Okay, now this is a problem. What? Okay, I'm actually running into an issue. Mac OS won't let me open this application. Shit, let me try it again. God, this is a problem. Okay, I don't know how to solve this. Usually there is a preference setting. Let's go to preference. Okay, security and privacy, I guess. Good morning, Jack Davison. Hey, what are your opinion on Vim? Hello, not sure about macOS software, but for iOS development, you have to pay $99 every year for your app to stay in the store. Yeah. Yeah, the Apple, they have walled garden, and Apple has become very evil. They make your iPhone slower whenever there is a new iPhone coming out. They use software to make your iPhone intentionally slower, and Apple has been sued for that. So let's go to security and privacy. I think there's a checkbox somewhere there. Let's try it again. This is a problem, my friend. This is a problem. I just want to run Emacs. Maybe we have to search the internet. General, okay. A login password has been set for this computer. Okay, yeah, here. Emacs 27 app was blocked from use because it's not from an identified developer. That means you didn't pay. Fuck Apple. Open anyway. Okay, now we finally passed that. So it tells me there's already a process ID running because I already have a Emacs running. Do I want to use that? Desktop file appear to be used by that. Use it anyway, yeah. Okay, so this is my, let's see, wait, which version is what? So this is actually new version. And let's close this window. Let's quit my old version of Emacs, okay? Actually, let's start again. Let's make everything, don't save. Close that, okay? Close that, back to terminal, start Emacs 27.1. Fantastic. Now it's running. First of all, let's do a version, okay? MetaX version. You see it says Emacs 27. Now it's too small for you to see. Let's magnify, okay? So you switch to messages buffer. So you can see in this line Emacs 27. Now when you download, how do you, so that's how you check version number, okay? MetaX version. Let's go to my TalkShow page, show in browser. Let's go here, go to browser, close it, close that, go back to browser, copy the URL back to my TalkShow page, paste it here, Linkify, show in browser. So we have download Emacs for Windows and Mac. That's the location to download. Then we are going to, okay, let me tell you. So MetaX MX, let me magnify, okay, and let me start my key command log, okay, so you can see all my command I call. So let's call a command xar start command log mod. Okay, so now you can see all my keystrokes on the pink window. Okay, and now MXH MetaX version to see the version number. Show in browser. There it is. So that's how you look at Emacs version. Now, so when you want to see, so that's how you see the version number. Now, but if you want to see what's new, what's the new feature in the current version, what you do is you call this command news, okay, MetaX news. I forgot what's the command name, but what you can do is Control H, okay, press Control H, then question mark, okay, then it'll tell you which one to see the news. N, I believe it's N. Yeah, so N, there it is. So what you do is let's try it again, okay, Control H, N. That's how you see it. So here is actually the command view Emacs news. So now it will open a file that's GNU Emacs news. You can see on the top. Let me magnify. Okay, so this is the GNU Emacs news. It's actually just a file. So you can go to a directory. You go to the directory. You can see this is a file. These news files are basically new features of Emacs. They, news update. I mean the features change log, basically essentially like a change log. Okay, so close that. So we are going to, let me tell you some of the features. Okay, so this news file usually they open in a outline mode. Okay, let's open a new window. Okay, so wait. Okay, let's go back to my TalkShow. What do I want to do? Let me just explain instead of writing it. So this news file, when you open it, Control H N, it will open this news file, and this will open in a mod called outline mod. You can see in the mod line it says outline. That you can invoke that command. Let's write it down. Outline mod, okay. Meta X outline mod. And outline mod, outline mod is like org. Now if you use org, you are familiar. You see these outlines. Outline mod is the daddy of org mod. Org mod is created by this Finnish guy, Northern European the professor. He was a student of astronomy, and about 20 years ago he's taking notes with outline mod, and he found that the outline mod, the keys are cumbersome, so he started to improve it. Eventually that became org mod. So org mod, outline mod, is the granddaddy of org mod. Org mod is basically a derivative, I mean, with much more features after 20 years. So outline mod, you can, let me try. Yeah, so the outline mod, the keys for outline mod and org mod are rather completely different. Outline mod keys is cumbersome. Control C, control something. That's why org mod, he created org mod. Now, when you are in a new mod, you can see the documentation of the mod. What you do is you call describe mod. Okay, let me try it. Or the shortcut is Control HM. Okay, Control HM. You see it pops up a window. This command is called describe mod. You can see here describe mod. So there you have the documentation for the outline mod. You can see these shortcuts. Control C, Control A, outline, show all. For headings and stuff. So anyway, close that. Let me go. Let me tell you describe mod. Okay. I mean, I'm also giving you some of the Emacs Lisp tutorials. Okay, showing browser. You can use describe mod. It's very useful. So let's go back to the news file. So once you are in news file, just change it to you can just change it to org mod, because org mod is much more powerful and it's basically compatible with outline mod. So let's go to org mod, call org mod. Okay, now we are in org mod. Magnify. Now in org mod, you can press tab key to collapse the outline. So what's the, let's see, shift tab. There it is. You see, you press shift tab, you see the entire outline. Let's try it again. Shift tab, okay, shift tab. They cycle between collapsing and stuff. So anyway, so here is the list of features of the Emacs 27, lots of them. So if you let's try shift tab again, shift tab, lots of things. It takes days to go through them, and it's usually esoteric. For example, if I'm going to start to read it, for example, installation changes. Emacs now uses GMP, the GNU Multiple Precision Library. Okay, that's esoteric. Unless you code C, you wouldn't know what that is. Then Emacs can now use Havbuzz as its shaping engine. I have no idea what that is. Then the new configuration option with JSON adds native support for JSON. Okay, that's fantastic. Then it says the configuration option with Kerio is no longer experimental. Okay, so there's lots of to go through. Now, as a user, if you are just a normal Emacs user, usually you go through this, it's not helpful. I mean, the ratio of information you get and the time spent to read it is usually not worthy, because there's tons of stuff. Because you are not developing Emacs. For example, these. So let's shift tab again. Let's see the outline. So editing, so for example, editing changes in Emacs 27, that would be interesting. So let's expand that. So this is typically the part you want to read because that relates to editing. But again, usually they are esoteric, like it's of no concern to you, most of them. But anyway, but someone, this Super, thank you Super, in Discord, if you haven't already joined our Discord, okay? so so you are watching Xali Kung Fu show. I announced that I'm going to do a live stream, and Cortez posted that. So anyway, so thanks to Super, he give us some of the very fantastic features of Emacs 27. So let me go through them. Okay, comment and questions posted. Okay, let me read the comments, and then I'm going to go through. I'm going to read the fantastic new features. I'm going to tell you what I think about them. I'm going to try them, and I'm going to try them and validate, verify it, and I'm going to give you my impressions in real time. So let's see what you guys are saying. How long have I been talking? I've been talking for 22 minutes. Oh, time goes fast. So okay, so they make you go to another menu where you can just run it. Okay, fix security. Okay, Windows UAC is the same exactly. Yeah. Hello, Mac OS still allow. Hey Scott. Good morning, Scott. Good evening. Good evening. Scott has been using Emacs since 1990, right? Yeah, 10 years earlier than me. Good evening. What? So good idea. Can you compare OGMOD to HTML to be more readable? Good idea. And you can compile OGMOD to HTML. Right. I mean, you can export OGMOD to HTML. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. So Control HM. Control HN shows the news file, and now let's copy the whole thing, close it, create a new buffer, paste it here. Actually, let's close it. Go to my Emacs blog showing browser. Then I'm going to create a new file here. So open a new buffer, paste the entire news file here. You can see the scroll bar. That's like you can see the scroll bar. That's like 3,200 lines. 3,200 lines. Now save it. Save it as I want to save it in miscellaneous Emacs news, Emacs 27. Okay. .org. Okay. Does not exist. Shit. I want to save it in. I want to save it in miscellaneous. Okay, save in that directory. Okay, now go to the directory. You can see I have a space. In that file name. I want to change that. So go to dial toggle read only and just change the name. Control C to finalize it. So I changed the name with a underscore instead of a space. Open it, copy the file path, close it, back to that's in my Emacs that's my Emacs blog. Open a new section, paste the link, linkify, make a paragraph, show in browser. So here is the Emacs 27 org file. Now let's export it. So open it, metax org export. Okay, org. I don't use OGMOD much, so I don't remember the keys. So let's just try org export. What's the keys again for export? Org export dispatch. Okay, yeah. So that then H as HTML file. There it is. shit. The org mod, where are we? I hate, org mod has their own esoteric files. I mean, not files. So let's do Control HM, describe mod. Okay, so that will tell me what the keys. So Control HM, magnify, search for. Wait, this is outline. Wait, I need to switch. Oh yeah, I need to switch to org mod. So open. Wait, this is oh yeah, so close it, reopen it. It's in outline mod. Why is stupid fucking? Okay, so you see, I created this file, and this file is named emacs27.org. So if a file name ends in org, it should open in org mod, but it's not. You can see the mod line says outline. Why is that? Because you see, at the end of the file, they have local variables. It says mod outline. You don't want that. It's stupid. So delete that line. Save it. Close it. Reopen it. Magnify it. Now you can see in the mod line it says org mod. Right? Now we are good to go. Now let's do describe mod. Control H M. Okay. Now we see the org mod documentation. Magnify. Now let's search for export. There it is. So here's the keystroke you want to call. Control C, Control E. Okay, close it. Control C, Control E. Then H. Then H. Okay, you have to type H twice. Yeah, that's done. So now go back to diet. You can see it created a new file. Update. You can see it created new file. Open it. Okay, so this is the HTML exported. Show in browser. So there it is. The org mod. The news for the Emacs 27. Huge. You can see the scroll bar. It's a huge document. Endless. Okay, so let's forget that. Open it, copy the file path, close. Let's put it here. Wait, what's going on? Yeah, the stupid title. Wait, I'm just going to do something quickly. So the title is incorrect. Well, rather yeah, the title is incorrect. You see, the title, it becomes I'm not sure what character that is. Anyway, that's because of the org export. The title is incorrect. So anyway, let's go through the interesting things. Okay. Let's go to the interesting things. Let's close. Okay, so Emacs 27. Let's see what's the interesting things. Go back to my talk page. So, built-in support for arbitrary size integers. That's fantastic. You know why? Because Emacs buffer, you have whenever your cursor has a cursor position. In the beginning of a buffer, the position is 1 always. So you can see the cursor position by calling this command. The command is called describe. Describe char. Okay, so the command name is called describe char. So you call describe char. I have a keyboard shortcut in Safari keys, which is space HC. Okay, so you can see my cursor is right here, and it says, and if you go to the pop-up window, it says, you see the first line, position 168. So cursor, cursor has a position, and at the end of the cursor position, you have, at the end, right now I'm at position 2591. Now there's a problem. So if you have a huge file, let's say 2 GB file, so the cursor position will be a huge number. In the previous Emacs version, that number will be beyond the maximal integer that Emacs have, beyond the maximal integer. So that effectively creates a limit of how large a file you can open in Emacs. So that has been a problem for 10 years. Because file gets larger and larger. So now finally they have a built-in support for arbitrary size integers. So that is actually one of the item we see. Am I going too slow? Like I think I'm going too finely detailed. Let's go to Control H N. Let's go back to the news file. So magnify. So you see this section, Emacs now uses GMP, the GNU Multiple Precision Library. So basically that, from what I understand, that multiple precision, is essentially gives you infinite integer size, something like that. Okay, so now you can open large files, I suppose. So that's a great thing. Text shaping with Harburst. I don't know what is that. Let me go to the Discord and go to here and copy the text. So Super gave us this news. So let's copy that. Copy. Go back to talk show and let's paste it. Make a list and show in browser. So now it's easier to see. Native support for JSON parsing. I want to portable dumping used instead of unhex. I can tell you what that is. Support for XDG conventions for init file. Additional early init initialization file. Lexical binding is used by default. That's fantastic. Built-in support for tab bar and tab line. Now that is the most useful. This one is the most easy to understand and useful. Let's see if I can try it. Many of these other items, it takes a lot of time to explain. It'll take 5 minutes, several minutes to explain each one of them. But let's try the tab bar support. I've been wanting to see that for a long time. So Control H N, go to the news file, search for tab bar. So let's see if I can try the tab bar. I want to know the command name. So here it is. Type bar mod. So the new command tab bar mod enables the tab bar at the top of each frame, including text terminal frames. Wow, that's amazing. We're gonna try that. Where you can use tabs to switch between named persistent window configurations. The fucking Emacs, the GNU, people, they use these jargons. Nobody can understand what the fuck they are talking about. So there's a new tab bar mod. Enables the tab bar at the top of each frame. Emacs frame just means window. Stupid Emacs people. It just means a window. Like window. But Emacs call those frames. Then it says including TTY frames. Go fuck yourself, the fucking nerds. Emacs, GNU Emacs idiots. That is why Emacs never becomes popular. Okay, that is why. So many other reasons, but this is why. And these nerds refuse. They don't understand. They refuse to change. They think, oh, this is technically correct. So TTY frame. What does that mean? It just means it runs in text terminal. When you start Emacs in terminal, this feature will also work in terminal. That's what it means. So then it says where you can use tabs to switch between named persistent window configurations. Fuck! This, they are saying you can use your tabs. So what does that mean? It just means tabs just like a browser. Okay, you have tabs just like a browser. You can switch tabs between windows. But these nerds don't understand. They are like that. So tab bar mod we're gonna try. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's just try it. So MetaX tab bar mod. Let's see what we got. What the fuck? It says tab bar mod enabled, but I don't see it. Okay. Oh god. They should say, these Emacs people, they are just incomprehensible fucks. That is why every time whenever there's a new Emacs release, then you have a couple of bloggers, including myself. We write a blog tells you the Emacs new features, which you can actually understand. Okay, which command to call and how do you configure it. But the GNU Emacs people, they can do that. They'll say, "Oh, no resources." No, that's not true because they really wanted to stick to this nerd talk, and part of the reason is that they are actually incapable, just like the Linux people. They are incapable of writing technical writing and in a way that other people can understand, and also partly because they refuse. Why they refuse? Because they, in the programming community, they have this mentality, real man's editor, Emacs, real man's programming language, C. They want things to be as difficult as possible because it functions as a filter out those stupid people or newbies. They have some kind of elite mentality. That's what these nerd tech geeking fuckheads are, including the Unix people, Linux people, FreeBSD people. It's in a lot of people it's part of their mindset. So some partly because they are incapable of technical writing, great lucid technical writing. They are incapable of. They tend to write dribbles or dry stuff. Then partly because they don't want to, because they have an elite mentality. They want things to be like esoteric. So that, for example, if you are Emacs phonetics, I know many of you are, and Vim people. When you read it, you get excited. Oh my god, tabs. These esoteric terminologies is fucking stupid people. Then okay, so I just tried tab mod and it's not working. So what's going on? I can I have some guesses possibly because I turned off the the GUI. So let's go to my Emacs GUI. Okay, Emacs, go to my bookmark XAR open fast. XAR open file fast. Open a bookmark of a brief file. Then go to the directory. So here is all my Emacs in it. Then go to the file settings. Search for settings. Okay, so this is all my the settings file is all the basic, the most fundamental Emacs in it, without requiring any modules or packages you download. So this is the most fundamental. So I have here somewhere that prevents the two bar lines. Maybe that's the one. That's the bar that says copy, paste, open file, things like that. So let's remove that line. Okay, so remove that line. Save it. Quit Emacs. Let's restart Emacs. Emacs 27. Okay, let's restart. I just want to try the tab bar mod. Tab bars. Okay, warning. Okay, this is a new feature. Warning, unnecessary call to package initialize in init file. Okay, that must be another new change. Now it's not necessary to call package initialize, probably because it's already built in. It's already, okay, let's ignore that for now. Wait, let's verify. Okay, Control H N, go to the news file and search for package initialize. Search for. Okay, there it is. Magnify, magnify. So it says installed packages are now activated before loading the init file. Okay, installed packages are now activated before loading the init file. Oh, that's interesting, huh? Before loading the init file. Okay, so it actually essentially when Emacs starts, it will load your alpha directory. You have the alpha directory. That's the, let me show you. Okay, Emacs init. Let's go to so you go to your emacs.d directory, alpha directory, go to the directory. So here is where your packages are installed if you are installing them from Melpa or alpha. So apparently now Emacs will load these packages before reading your init file. So okay, that's a nice feature. So that means I have to go to my Emacs init. I have to close that, go to my Emacs init file, and remove the line here. You see, I probably have to remove this line and maybe remove that line as well. You have to try. You have to do trial and error and restart and see. Or you have to read this news file carefully. Yeah, they actually give you a code example. This is good. Now this is a good, this code example is good. So anyway, let's start the tab bar mod. Okay, MetaX. Wait, let's start my command first. XAR start command log. Okay, so now you can see my command again on the pink window. Now let's MetaX tab bar mod. Please. Wait. Hold on a second. I'm still not seeing the bar. Wait, new. Oh, okay. So okay. You know what's going on? Now we have a bar, but why is my other Windows doesn't have the bar? Because every time you quit, Emacs will remember your Windows configuration. So that's why. So let's close this window. Close this window. Open a new window so you can see those things. Now let's try tab bar mod again. Tab bar mod. I don't see tabs. What the fuck? Okay, that means I need to read the news file. So Control H-N, search for tab bar. Okay, so let's see what do we have to do here. So go to the top, search for tab bar. Go to the top, search for tab bar. So let's see what it says. The new the new command tab bar mod enables the tab bar at top of each frame. Control XT sequence is the new prefix key for tab related commands. Okay, Control XT2 creates a new tab. Okay, blah blah blah. Tab related commands are available even when tab bar mod is disabled. Okay. The X resource tab bar class tab bar enables the tab bar, blah blah blah. The user option tab bar position specifies where to show the tab bar. wait, what Emacs version am I using? Version 27, yeah. So where's my tab bar? Okay, so it says read the new info node Emacs tab bars for full description of all related feature. What the fuck? Why would I've been using Emacs for 20 years. I cannot, I spend 10 minutes. I cannot get the tab bar to show. What does that mean for other Emacs users? This is a fact. Okay, so do you guys know? Just tried it in Linux and it works both in X Windows mod and within a terminal. Okay, so apparently it worked for Scott. Okay, try making a new tab bar. Okay, Control X. Wait, Control X T2. I'm not seeing any tabs. Okay, now let's try one last time. Quit Emacs, quit the fuck. Now let's start Emacs again. This time with the option -Q. -Q means don't load your init files. So we are running a plain GNU Emacs 27.1. Okay. So now this is the plain GNU Emacs 27. I don't have my keys. So I have to use the default Emacs keys. I don't remember all the keys. So now meta X, wait. Meta is this key. Meta X tab bar mod. No fucking tabs. Shit. Okay, it says maybe hello says maybe it's not ported to Mac OS yet. Okay, screws. The GNU Emacs people, they intentionally, by Richard Stallman, they want to prevent any feature in Mac or Windows that might be better than Linux. So whenever something works on Mac, this is intentional, explicit. You can go to this happened many times. Giant controversy. Richard Stallman himself, not others. Usually not others. Not the current maintainer. Richard Stallman, even though he's not technically the maintainer, the leader of the Emacs, however, he sit in the GNU Emacs dev mailing list background. And he just voiced opinions. These fuckheads, Richard Stallman. He just, we should remove that. Even though technically he's not the leader, he's supposed, by their explicit statement, he has no right to give the direction of Emacs in any technical sense, except when it comes to political issues, such as licensing, such as any packages that relates to politics. Then he can say, what we should do. But however, in the past 10 years, he has voiced opinions that are purely technical opinions and tell others what to do. This Richard Stallman scumbag. So let's try one more time to get the tab bars mod run. Okay, so now no init file and -NW. NW means no Windows system. So we are going to run Emacs in pure terminal. Let's see maybe if that feature is in terminal. Okay, run it. Okay, so we are in terminal. So let's meta X tab bar mod. Oh, there it is. There it is, tab bar mod. So you can see a tab there. Now Control X, Control F. That's for opening a new file. Wait, cancel. Control G. Let's open a new buffer. So I want to see more tabs. Okay. So Control Control X, Control B. Okay, that's list buffers. Control X, B. Okay, switch to a new buffer. Now type a random name. That's how you open a new buffer. Okay, now we have a new buffer. Now I want to unsplit. Control X1. I have a new buffer, but I don't see the tabs. So let's try again. Control XT2. Oh, so new tab. So you know, at this point I have to play around exactly to see what they mean by tab. So far it does not look like browser's tab, or maybe I don't know for sure. You see, because right now the buffer Honute is having two tabs. Now let's switch buffer. Okay, Control X, Control XB. Let's go to Scratch. Okay, now you see the tab. It says Honute and Scratch. And of course you can click on that. No, you cannot click on that. Anyway, so that's a tab bar, so I have to look into. But you know, I need to run Emacs in GUI, because so what's the difference? Which one is better? Running Emacs in terminal, text terminal, or GUI? GUI is better, okay, because in GUI Emacs will be able to detect much more key binding. Why? Because, for example, in terminal it is impossible to distinguish control. For example, it's impossible to distinguish the enter key versus control M. Okay, for example, like I can press control M right now. Control M is the same as let me type it. Okay, Control plus M is the same as the enter key, and in terminal there is no way to distinguish them. That's because the technology of terminal, you send in key sequences, there's no way to distinguish them. But on the other hand, on the GUI terminal, on a GUI Emacs, you can distinguish that. And also there's another more important difference. For example, in terminal, it's impossible to distinguish control capital letter versus control lower letter. They will be the same. So in terminal, it reduces lots of your key binding possibilities. And again, I have a tutorial. I tell you everything about Emacs keys. You just go to my Emacs website, Emacs keys overview, Emacs key overview. Go to how to define keys. So I have all this information detailed there. Which key to use if you want a new key binding, which to use, how do you choose them, which key to avoid, why you should avoid them, things like that. So if just buy my Emacs tutorial. Okay, if you like it, buy it. Okay, so how long have I been talking? I think I'm gonna read the comments, and that'll be it for today. I've been talking for long. So Emacs 27 is out. It's fantastic. I've been talking for 54 minutes. It's fantastic. So I was thinking of going through the features, but each one of them will actually take 5 or 10 minutes to explain. But all these are great features. The one feature that's really useful to the user is the tab bar mod. Why? Because a lot of Emacs nerds like you people, you don't want it, because a lot of Emacs people, they don't want to use the mouse. They don't want anything GUI. They are extremely fucking idiots. Okay, let me tell you why. These Emacs nerds people. On one hand, let me explain. Okay, let me explain this thing. Control XC. Okay, exit Emacs and go back to my GUI version. Let me explain the Emacs nerds, these idiots. On one hand, they don't like this GUI. You see this the thing, and also you see my score bar. You see my score bar, here. You see, on one hand, they don't like that because they think it's necessary. They prefer efficiency. Okay, they Emacs people. You hear them talk all the time. They prefer utmost efficiency. They don't want to use the mouse at all. But they are fucking idiots. They are in many ways they are inefficient. For example, the Emacs key binding system. That's the most fucking inefficient system on earth. The most inefficient. You can count by install a keylog. I talked about this many times. There's a package key frequency. You can count your keystrokes. Using the default Emacs key binding system is the utmost fucking inefficient fuck in the universe. But these Emacs nerds people, on one hand they say, oh, you must use the GNU default Emacs key binding system because it's efficient, it's well designed, it's well designed. They are fucking ass. Meanwhile, they want to, if you read a lot Reddit or Emacs bloggers, they tell you about remove the score bar. For example, I can remove it right now. So hold on a second. Wait, where's my keys? Do you want to enable dictation? What the fuck? No. I don't know. Did I change my key or something? No. Okay, so wait, my key is not working. Okay, somehow I got caps lock on. What the fuck? What? Okay, I got the what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, now I'm back to normal. Okay. So let me tell you. Let me explain. Okay, you see the score bar. Usually they don't want it. So I can show you. So first of all, there's a toolbar on top. Now that is not useful because I can tell you that is not useful. So I removed it in my default. So let's go back to my settings. So go to settings. You see this line. Toolbar, I removed it because it's not useful technically. But sometimes they remove the score bar. You can Technomancy, for example. Technomancy is a guy who created the these nerds. Okay, I cannot stand them. These Unix philosophy fuckheads. Let me show you this guy. Okay, I mean he's a great guy. Okay, and he's a very intelligent guy. He created this keyboard. Okay. He created this keyboard Atrius. Okay, a lot. Again, Atrius is one of the things that these nerds love. He created this Atrius. Not just that, he is also a Clojure master. He created the Clojure many fundamental the Clojure the I have articles on that. Okay, you just go to Clojure. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so then take some few minutes to show you. I'm talking about this guy. Okay, so you go to my tutorial. You go to Clojure, not Chinese chess. You go to programming language tutorial. You go to Clojure. I have a kind of a tutorial on Clojure beginners. So then you have in Clojure, because it's Java, you have these. You have this. Oh yeah, here. So right. So you have this Lenigan fuck, which is a command line utility. Very complex. It's just like the JavaScript npm. npm. You run this command to very complex. But anyway, it's very useful. It's very actually extremely important tool. It's almost necessary if you are a Clojure developer. And it's not easy to write, of course. And this Lenigan is written by This guy, Technomancy. This guy is very smart. He's a far better programmer than me. I can say that for sure. And he's also but these people, these idiots, these people, he's one of them. Okay, the nerd, very extreme hacker types. He's one of them. I remember reading his blog or somewhere. He's one of those guy who tells you to remove this score bar, the visual score bar. The idiots. Why? Because they think, you see at the bottom, you see that 58%. It might be too small, but in the mod line, you can see there's a 71%. That thing tells you where your cursor is relative to the buffer. It's function, serves the same purpose as the visual score bar. So according to these people, meanwhile they want efficiency. They tell you to remove. They don't like the mouse. They don't like the GUI. They tell you to use the GNU default key binding, which is the most inefficient. Fuck. They loved by these people. But they also tell you to remove the score bar. But the score bar is actually the most efficient way to tell where your cursor is relative to the buffer. Because right now, I can, even I'm not looking at my screen directly, I can, by my peripheral vision, the score bar is big. I can tell right away where my cursor is relative to the buffer. But with these hacker nerds, they tell you they want to remove the score bar. They tell you to look at that, 60, that percentage, the text on the mod line. What the fuck are these people thinking? Do they have a brain? Again, I can tell you why they think that way. Because that thing, 60%, that's esoteric. Okay, nobody understands what that is. You need to learn it. It makes things difficult. That's why these people love it. So it makes it difficult. They have a mentality of being a real man, But these days, the social justice scan prevents that. You cannot say real name anymore. But it's like that. So they are kind of elite. They are. Let me put it this way: if you are concerned about efficiency, and now we have the question whether the score bar, the visual score bar, is more efficient for which way is faster to tell where is your cursor position relative to the whole buffer, the score bar or that percentage notification. And if you are a scientist or anything, you know for sure the score bar is more efficient. But these nerds, these Emacs fanatics, they won't have it. Lots of other examples. Let me tell you, score bar, the tab bar we are just trying to show, that is one giant example too, because the tab bar mod. Okay, I have articles on that. Okay, let me show you. So this is becoming a giant rant against these Emacs nerds. So you search for Xali tab bar. Okay, actually, yeah, let's search the web. I know where the article is, but let's search the web so you can Emacs tab bar. Okay, let's search the web. You will find my articles. Where is it? No, here. So anyway, what I'm saying is that there is a package that does the tab bar like 10 years ago, 10 fucking years ago. It exists. You have to install it. It's a third-party package. Where is it? I have article on that. I tell you. 10 years ago. Where is it? Let's go to. Okay, so this is my website. Let's go to Emacs init. Let's search for tab. Okay, it's not here. Anyway, so there's I wrote about it 10 years ago. It's part of Ergo Emacs. It shows tabs just like a browser. So why tabs? Because tabs provide a visual clue of what what files buffers you have. It's not necessary, but it's often useful, because especially for beginners, Emacs people complain there are not many Emacs people anymore. It's reducing, less and less people using Emacs. Why? Because it's difficult in every way. It's unnecessarily difficult. I'm not talking, I don't want to remove any efficiency part of Emacs. I love Emacs. I love living it. But meanwhile, if you can do something that doesn't take away anything of Emacs, but also make it more friendly to beginners, why not? Tab bar is one of the things. So it existed 10 years ago, but it's not good because it makes Emacs very slow. Why? Because it's an external package. It's hard to implement that feature because the Emacs Lisp infrastructure doesn't have that. The Emacs Lisp infrastructure, the Emacs infrastructure doesn't have a modern GUI framework. Put it that way, yeah. So it's kind of difficult for external packages, Emacs Lisp packages, to add features such as the tab bar. It went through extreme hacks to create that. So, but the result is not so good because it makes Emacs very slow. Actually, I do have a picture. I can find it. Okay, I can find it. Let me just try to find it. Okay, search for tab bar. Okay, this is becoming a giant rant, and are you guys still here? What is your opinion about Emacs native comp branch for Emacs 28? What is that? I don't know. Okay, let's search for oh god. So this is so let's look at my Emacs blog archive 2010. So you see, year 2010, December 2nd, Ergo Emacs package version 1.91 is released. This is essentially just 1.91 fixed a zip packaging problem and loading problem of tab bar mod and tweet mod. Okay, so Google Code is closed. We are seeing history here. But I have a picture. Okay, what I want to show you is the picture. So let's magnify. Let's go to eShell and find dash. Now let's run Unix commands, the things that tickles these nerds. Find name tab. Okay, let's tab bar mod. Okay, let's search for bar. Okay, oh wait, not HTML, PNG. There it is, tab bar. So okay, not that. There it is. Okay, that's one of the picture. Let's show in the preview. So you see, this is the let me magnify. Okay, so this is Emacs tab bar, the package. It's not so good because it slows down your Emacs. But anyway, what I want to say, actually there's more than that. Emacs tab bar problem. Wait, another screenshot. Okay, here's another screenshot. Okay, so actually, okay. Anyway, so here's tab bar. Okay, this is 10 years ago. So, but when this happens, the GNU people, they don't want that. If you ask, if you read the Emacs GNU menus, they are like, oh, we don't want tab bar. That's not us. Emacs people has been like that for 30 years. Basically, every new feature, useful feature, such as syntax highlighting, okay, syntax coloring, coloring keywords, and any feature like that, it exists in the industry. In the industry, Emacs people will refuse to do it until like 5 or 10 years later. Tab bar mod is one of the example. Tabs has been existing in browsers since like 20 years now. Now the fucking Emacs fuckheads, these nerds, they are thinking, oh no, it's time fantastic, we are going to have a tab bar mod now. The fuckheads. Where are they? What are they thinking 20 years ago? Why don't they do that? If they do that 20 years ago, Emacs today might be just like a browser used by everyone. But these people refuse. They don't understand. Just like the Linux people, they don't understand how things work, how society, how the average people. And meanwhile, they are nerds. They are nerds. They want to create a certain elite community. That's what they are. That's what they do. So what is my perspective? I'm a nerd too. And I'm a extreme efficiency nerd. I don't fucking care about user interface. You look at my Emacs. I don't use themes. Theme my ass. Okay, I don't want any coloring. Fuck. But I do want syntax coloring because that actually is efficient. That actually visually it's the most efficient way to find the code. Okay. So I'm a nerd. And I'm also an efficiency nerd. I care about functionality, 100% functionality. The most ugly the user interface, the best it is. Okay, somewhat. Okay, but I want the scroll bar because scroll bar is the most efficient. Okay, and I want the tab bar because it actually helps. And I also want the menu. For example, many Emacs people, for example, you see the menu here. Wait, show menu. Okay, you see the menu. Many Emacs nerds, they remove the menu. They're the fucking idiots. I want the menu. Why? Because if you are only concerned about efficiency, extreme functionality, nothing else, you want the menu. Why? Because menu, in many cases, for example, when you are trying a new mod, menu is the most efficient way to tell you what are the important commands. Better than describe mod. Okay, better than, for example, I'm doing describe mod. This bunch of text. For example, if you are in org mod, you have. Let's close that. Okay, close that. Let's go to org. For example, let's go to Emacs blog. Let's go to the org mod file, and let's go to describe mod. You see, this is another way to see what commands are there. You see, you got 100 of them, and it's incomprehensible because every esoteric less used command, it all shows are there. You don't know which one to use. But on the other hand, if you go to the menu, now there's something screwed up in my menu because some menus are not showing. Usually there's a org mod. When you turn on org mod, there's a org mod menu, mod specific menu. That menu will tell you which command is the most useful. But you can look at. So I'm an efficiency nerd. I'm a nerd, and I'm interested in functionality 100%. But meanwhile, looking at these other nerds, these Emacs people, this Unix philosophy or these typical programming language nerds, their thinking is oftentimes they insist on something that's just bad. Okay, that's just inefficient, such as removing the scroll bar or removing the menu. That's just idiot. Okay, that's just idiot. And also the default GNU Emacs key binding. What is that? That's not efficiency. That's idiot to the extreme. And these people, they like to insist on that. That's why sometimes I cannot, for 20 years they call me a troll. I don't get what the fuck they are thinking. And the way they write this documentation, this incomprehensible fuck. Okay, that's today's rant. Okay, I hope. Am I still on? Okay. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to shut down, And I'm going to, okay, now I have 14 14 viewers. The more rent, the more viewers. People want to see drama. I'm going to sip my energy drink, then I'm going to sip tea, then we shut down in maybe 3 or 5 minutes. Okay, then I'm going to read the comments. So comments right now, I'll answer questions. And now this is tea. Okay, I'm going to read comments, and that'll be it for today. We shut down in 3 minutes. Hello says, I once emailed Richard Stallman. He said he couldn't see the website. Fine, yeah, he's idiotic. He requested I describe the picture. Yes, exactly. That's him. I wrote to him too, like in 2008. In 2008, I proposed to him because the Emacs manual is fucking idiotic. Okay, so I was trying to, I talked to the Emacs dev. They know me, right? Yeah, they know me. I know them, most of them. I want to, I'm thinking we should rewrite the Emacs manual. In Emacs manual, you have 900 pages. And it's incomprehensible and also idiotic. It spends one chapter to tell you what is a cursor, or what is a copy paste. They spend several pages to tell you what is a copy and paste. The fucking idiots. In 1980s, yeah, you tell people what is a copy paste. Not today. You don't waste time to read a manual of an editor that spends 2 pages, 3 pages telling you what is the copy and paste. You might say just one sentence, but the Emacs manual is like that. I can show you right now. The fucking Emacs manual. Control HI, okay? Control HI gets you to this page. Then you go to here, okay? The Emacs manual, okay? Let's go there. Then you have like, now this is literally 900 pages. Okay, now you can for example copy and paste, and Emacs refuse to use that term. They have their own term. For example, they call it yank and let me show you. Okay, kill, yeah, mark. Okay, mark. Let's open that. So the mark and the region, what is that? That's text selection. Okay, that's just text selection. Well, the only special thing in Emacs is you have a mark. That means use the command to start the text selection without using the mouse, which is great, which is actually very efficient. So anyway, so mark and the region, the fucking Emacs fuckheads. They tell you about marks and region. Then then you read it. Then there's face customization. What the fuck is a face? That just means font. Okay, font. But they have to say face customization. So let's go back. The mark and region. Then you spend. So you have then setting the mark. And then this command that's why nobody actually fucking reads the Emacs manual. These fuckheads. And a marking object using region, mark ring. Okay, many of these are great Emacs features. For example, global mark ring, local mark ring. If you read my tutorial, it's over there. I give you the most easy to understand. You spend you spend to read this will take you an hour or two about the mark, about this mark and region. On the other hand, on my tutorial, you can see on my tutorial I have like 3 pages about that. You spend 10 minutes. 10 minutes you can understand the whole thing. But so in 2008, I wrote to Richard Stallman. I talked to the Emacs dev. They don't listen, of course. They are incorrigible, impossible to communicate with them. And pretty soon it's going to become a flame war, or someone will start to say, "Why don't you use Microsoft Notepad?" The fuckheads, the fuck them. Anything different from Emacs, they will just say, "Why don't you use Microsoft Notepad? We are not Microsoft Notepad. Why don't you go use Windows?" So fuck them. Or sometimes they will become VI versus Vim. Every time you talk about Emacs, this in 10 minutes you'll become VI. Let's talk about VI versus Vim. The idiots. So in 2008, I wrote to Richard Stallman. I say, okay, I can improve. All polite. I don't do rant when I talk to when I'm in Emacs dev or talk to other people. All polite. I'm suggesting. I could, because I've been reading and writing manuals for all my life, 30 years. So I suggested, I can rewrite the Emacs manual. I tell him what's the problems I see. What's his response? Very typical, just like hello. He says, why don't you why don't you work on that and send me the result, and I'll look at. So what he's saying, in practice, what that means, I spent 3 months to try to rewrite the Emacs manual, send it back to him, have him review and say whether it's a go or not, and that's what he suggests. That it's like the great spirit of the free software communism. We help each other. Oh yeah. The fuck him. And I know what the result will be. If I spend 3 months to rewrite the entirety of the Emacs manual, send it to him, it basically back and forth, and 3 months dedicated, full-time work. How much you get paid at Google, at Facebook, or Microsoft, or any tech company? Meanwhile, if I do that, contribute, I get nothing, and even barely, almost no mention in the Emacs acknowledgement. When people, let me ask you guys, who made all this work in past 10 years in Emacs? Most of you, most people will say, Richard Stallman. Nobody else. The fucking fuckheads, Richard Stallman. He takes all the credit. He become, and in the past years, he in 1980s and 1990s, and even in early 2000s, he's a great guy with a vision. Free software, and also open source, they are valid opinions. As far as licensing goes, it's a valid alternative to the commercial system. But in the past 10 years, he has become no good. And also, the open source has become an ideology that created the monster Facebook, Google, controls everything, every aspect. And if you are a programmer, you have no power at all. You have nothing, no power at all. The open source robbed all your power. The only thing you can do is go work for Google, and they can fire you anytime you want. Anytime you say something they don't like, such as men are different from women, they fire you at will. That's what the open source done to us. And many of you people, my followers, even my followers, they still open source fanatics. Like every time you use something, they'll tell you, you need to open source, use the fucking head. Anyway, so Hello says, back to Hello's comments. Yeah, so Richard Stallman requested, you describe the picture to him instead of sending the screenshot. Reading how he used the internet on his website made me, facepalm. Yeah, Richard Stallman. Goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds when you tech geekers. Okay, hello, Kisa. Long time without come to this channel. Tesh. Hey, you guys, I like to know you guys or meet you guys, but after a while I forgot. I cannot keep up. So So if you join the Discord, I have a Discord, you chat there every day, then we can. This is better way to know each other because you are there, you post opinions on different things, or uh, I have a hard time remembering where you guys are. I used to ask where you guys are and showing map, but um, okay, that's it. That's a long talk. I think that's a big long talk. Let me finish. Okay, so earlier you had the path to your org file inside your HTML, right? Yeah, so that's my Emacs blog. So let's go to my Emacs blog, magnify. So here's the org file, and you open the file just like that. Oh, I can, so there's a command. Let me show you. Okay, so you look at the pink window. Oh, the pink window is good. So let's start command log mod. Okay, so here's the pink window. You can see all my commands. Wait. So let me move around. So you see my commands there. Let me shrink it. Okay, so if I want to open this file, I just put the cursor here, then Control C, space CU. Space CU, it will open the file. So the command is open file at cursor. And you can look it up. That's on my website. You can see the source code, and that is basically a improved version of the find file at point. That's a built-in command, find file at point. It's an improved version because when you call find file at point, it will prompt asking you to confirm. Very annoying. So with the open file at cursor, you don't have to confirm. You don't have to. Are you really sure? Are you sure you want to open? This is the file you want to open. This is idiotic. So so that's that command. Look into Xaflite keys. Hello, the most efficient key binding on the planet. I don't think it's a Xaflite key. Some other function. Okay, he did even have the file selected. I thought it was cool. Okay, Paul Edwards in the previous video, Xa shows his knowledge and shows the function going between the web page and source. Thank you guys. Thank you. Buy my tutorials. Okay, you can if you like my stuff, if you like my rant, buy my donate PayPal and stuff. You know where to go. Buy my Emacs tutorial, Emacs list tutorial, and also JavaScript in depth. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay, so thank you guys. Bye. Bye. Super from Discord. So hello, you are Super?